All right, well, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin, your empowerment coach, pastor, author, entrepreneur, husband, father, and relationship coach, I guess. Is that what we're doing here?
We done added a new title.
Listen, that's what we're doing on this show. We're talking through relationships. All right,
relationship coach.
Again, this is a place where we are empowering people always to live better, love better, and be better. Joined by my amazing wife, Tarsha, who is mother of two of my kids, my best friend.
Well, you said two of my kids.
I said mother of my two kids. I didn't say two of my kids.
That's how you say.
Okay, mother of my two kids, my only two kids. There's no one else. Listen, all right, and especially on this show, we need to make that clear with what's going on. This is the recap, reaction, and everything to Married at First Sight. Oh, you're already in that mood, right? All right. Well, look, if this is your first time, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We like to have fun. Let us know in the comments what's going on. We appreciate, again, all of our internet sleuths that are out there. And in fact, we saw something as far as Chris and having a reaction to his pastor, which is a whole other
friend.
His pastor friend. Right. That's a whole other thing. All right. But we're going to jump right into it.
Yeah.
If you have anything to add, definitely hit us up in the comments.
Put it in the comment.
We read them. We love them. All right. And to whoever pointed out our smoke detector last time.
Our bad.
We got it fixed. We got it taken care of. We're good. All right. Listen, it's just how we do it. All right. So let's jump into it. Let's start off with, let's go a different route. Let's go with Brianna Events.
Yeah.
I'm feeling that I from the beginning I said that they're one of my couples that I think they're going to have up and downs, but I think that they're going to make it. I think they're going to go through.
Pretty much.
They start to talk about this love word.
Yeah, they thrown the L word around.
Yeah.
So okay.
And he's doing things, he's teaching her Spanish.
Right. He set that up, bought her a bike.
Right.
Got a little basket coming for cooking.
Right.
So.
And he's paying attention to the things that she says, right?
Right.
Because on one of their early dates, I think it was maybe in Vegas, she was talking about how she wanted a bike. And so
that was when they were after the wedding, when they were at the reception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he paid attention, So shout out to him. He's paying attention. There's some things though that I think still he wrestles with, and I think it's this feeling of not wanting to let his guard down in front of her.
Right. Like he feels like to be the husband, I can't show any vulnerability or do anything wrong. And they go salsa dancing, right? Which is a different type of dance that he's not familiar with.
Right.
And so he's nervous. He wants to make it's like he tries to keep making it, even though she's already shared her love and affection for him.
Right.
He feels like he's still like dating, like I got to put on this great impression of myself.
Right.
Where she's just like, I just want us to have fun and enjoy each other.
Right.
I don't know how to do this type of dance either. So we're learning together.
Right.
And he's like, I'm messing up. She's going to see that I'm not perfect. And I think that's where we make mistakes when we get married.
And I think that seeing that helps make sense of the blow up that he had a couple weeks ago when he got upset about spilling the champagne or whatever. So
feeling embarrassed. He keeps using the word embarrassed.
Right. And I mean, let's just be honest. No one wants to look bad in front of their significant other. No one wants to look bad. But I think that in this instance, especially because they're just getting to know each other, it's not as if he's constantly dropping the ball for months like some of our other folks, right? So it's not like he's consistently messing up or screwing up. So it's something that one of those insecurities that I think he's going to have to.
And I don't think it's like I think it's just like she's saying that I like you for who you are, and I see it. It's not like you can cover it up.
Right.
So why put that pressure on yourself? Because a lot of times, again, you're in your own head. She's just enjoying the moment and glad that you're here and a part of it. But you're more worried about what's going wrong instead of being in the moment that you're creating together.
Right.
And no one's perfect. She didn't come in here the salsa dancer,
Right.
So they were learning together. So you having an attitude and acting funky, that causes the problem.
Right.
Then you saying, all right, I'm just gonna play with it. I'm gonna have fun. Let's enjoy our time together.
Because she's trying to connect, and you know, and so then it's kind of disconcerting when you're trying to connect and he's got this wall up and this barrier up.
I'm good. Right? Yeah, it was fun. Like, dude, it's all over your face. You're not hiding it. So, but
I still think they're still on my list of. I think that they'll make it through. I think they have a lot of potential there. All right, and then let's talk about Eric and Virginia.
Yeah, they're going to another level too.
So listen, Virginia.
Why you decide?
Someone pass along to Virginia the local chapter for Alcoholics Anonymous, because listen, when they talking about the mimosas, mimosas are great, right?
Right.
But she's like a splash of OJ, okay, and he's looking at her like
you able to still work?
Right. So, and here's the thing: this isn't Vegas.
No, we're not Vegas.
But every time we see her, it seems like she's got a drink in her hand.
Yeah, I mean, at least on camera,
right? It
seems like it's always some type of drinking going on,
right?
And some people do drink,
right,
and do it every day.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's just her big thing. I don't know. But then she talks about rejection, and she talks about a lot of trauma and her parents not making it. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if you're not an alcoholic, I think you should calm down if your trauma may create some things unbalanced.
Right.
That's just my perspective. Again,
our amateur psychoanalysis, yes.
They keep filming and there's a bottle.
Right.
You keep talking about how much you drink.
Right.
And how you drink.
And he's talking about it too.
And
other people that are their friends are talking about it too.
So I don't know. I mean, she comes in the house, she had to drive, she seems sober. So that's where I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. All right, but she just came back from a trip,
right?
And then he has to go for a trip for his job, and so this is like kind of the first big test. He's a pilot of him stepping away, and so she starts to. It may come up as an issue for her just because she may not have realized or known how much it's going to be, and he's like, "This is my life. This is what I'm going to do."
Yeah.
Until I die, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I don't want him flying until he dies, but I get what he's saying.
Right. Yeah.
But then he makes the statement that kind of raises a red flag for her, in that she asked him, has he been in love since he was married? Because he's one of those that was married before.
Right.
And he's like, no, he hasn't. And that he's been comparing all of his dates to his previous wife.
Right.
Which
well, see, this is what's confusing to me.
Mm-hmm.
You meet someone, and to be together, you get married because you're in the military.
Mm-hmm.
So you get this quick meet, and then all of a sudden, you're only married for 3 years. But now this is the woman you use to compare all your other relationships to. That don't sound right to me. First of all, then why you didn't stay married to her? Second of all, y'all just met up and were like, we need to get hitched because if we're gonna so it's kind of odd for him to say that.
Right.
It would be alarming to me if I feel like you're comparing me to somebody else.
Right. Especially what would seem to be a failed relationship. Right.
Right.
It's not as if it was a long term and maybe she passed away and so now.
Right. Or he's a widow.
Right. Something like that.
Yeah.
But this is a relationship that, by all accounts, from what you stated,
it was like a shotgun.
Right. It was just like it was a marriage of convenience. It wasn't. So
it's I don't know.
Interesting.
I think he was just. And then he was trying to say, kind of just changing his language a little bit about, that wasn't fair, or, maybe I was comparing, but I'm not. I don't know. He was trying to make some comments to kind of backtrack that a little bit. I get if you've been in a relationship, you were married, you didn't want it to fail. So I can see how that would maybe change the course when you date other people.
Right.
Maybe you did find some real good qualities in the woman you did marry, and you weren't finding that in the other young ladies. Because I know everyone has a standard. So you want them to meet at least the basic standards you had in your marriage.
Right.
So maybe that's what he was trying to communicate. I don't know.
So we'll see. I'm still on the fence with them.
Well, they said they're pretty much in love. He wrote he got a song going and guitar, and
I'm still on the fence because I'm not sure.
He says it.
I think that she may eventually check out because again, my thing with him is that it feels as if he's always trying to correct her. He's always trying to.
I think he has to get out
daddy
of
her in some respect.
Yeah, I'm trying to show her I'm the stable person in her life. Well, I feel like obviously she's doing fine. Like we said, she, unless there's things we're just not seeing on camera that's not being shared.
True.
That maybe make him come up with the statements that he is saying when he's on camera.
Absolutely. All right. Then Jacob and Haley.
Jacob and Haley. You know what? I like Jacob because at least he speaks his mind.
He very much does. Yes.
And I feel like he communicates what he wants well. Now, he may assume, make assumptions.
Yes.
And that's might be tipping off Haley a little bit.
Right.
But he's trying to push her like, I need you to be open.
Right.
But you don't want to be open. I need you to stop slow bopping and get up to speed with me. Mm-hmm. So he asks the question, do you find me physically attractive?
And her answer is?
Pretty much no.
Right.
Now, go ahead. She makes claims.
So she kind of puts it in the aspect of it can grow, right? But and basically now she also does get him some clothes, so she does make an effort to try and make up for that in some respects. But
I don't think she communicated that right.
Yeah, so for both of them, there are some communication challenges.
Right.
He is very straightforward, but like you mentioned, he does just take something and roll with it and creates a whole snowball effect. It's just like, and then I was going to say this and you're going to say that and then you were going to say this and then we're going to do this and we'd be mad. And so it's like, okay, you need to relax on that. Mm-hmm. But she also needs to say, okay, you know what? And she does kind of say that I have been in a relationship, so I'm trying to work through some of this.
I think it's a cop-out. I said it. I think it's a cop-out. Because she could have said, you know what? I am physically attracted to you when I saw this or saw that. Now, when you bring out your fanny pack and this, it doesn't make
it's the quirkiness, I think, that is the part that she's still struggling with. Right.
And I think if she would have communicated that, like, when I see this in you, I am physically attractive.
Right.
But when I see some of this, because she mentions like, well, when he's in the 80s or doing this. So I think if she said that and said, you know what? When she came in with the gifts and he tried it on for her, because like, again, he's trying to compromise. Mm-hmm. She could have said then, because, he making snide comments about the clothes and stuff. And then the last shirt, she's like, this really looks like you. And he's like, yeah, I can do this.
It looks exactly like one of his stuff.
Yeah, right? It looks like, he had a shirt on like this. But then when he says, yeah, that does. And then she could have mentioned, she's like, in this, I do find this attractive on you.
Right.
So I think being able to communicate more, because you keep saying you're ready for a relationship. So tell me what you did since the 7 years you haven't been in a relationship.
Right.
To make you ready.
And he calls her and he says, I don't think you're ready for a relationship.
Right, he does.
So,
he don't hold no punches.
Yeah, he's pretty straightforward.
He's pretty straightforward. And then this would have been a great time. Well, I do feel I'm ready because I've done this work.
Right.
Not because I've been lonely for 7 years and I thought I might as well get my head out of the turtle shell.
Right.
So it's like, okay, what work have you put in to make yourself ready for a relationship?
And I think that there has to be the recognition that physical attraction is a piece and it's a component and it's an important piece.
Oh yeah.
But I think that because when you said, as far as, when you do this, I think that what both of them need to recognize is that there's the physical attraction piece, but then there's the personality and the actions and all of those things that also play into it. Right. Because there are some people that are physically attractive, but personality-wise, they're nasty and ugly, right? Right. So therefore, I can look at you and quote unquote lust after you, right? Right. But then I don't want to be with you after. Right?
Right. Because like when you talk,
it's just shut up. Just don't say nothing. Just be quiet. Just shh. Right?
Right.
So, yeah. So I'm on the fence. I think that they could work out if they get their communication issues right.
And that's what she asked him. She asked him, let's just be light. Let's just play it light. And he was like, okay, well, let's start with a pool party. Because when she gives some direction, then he's like, okay, I can go this way. Well, let's have a pool party. I got pool at my house.
Right.
We'll have some friends over. Let's hang out. Let's just have fun.
And she makes the statement later on. She's like, I'm enjoying getting to know him.
Right.
So I think that they're both, even though there have been a couple of things that could be precursors to, they're not going to work out. Right. I think that they're still connected as far as working through trying to make this a success.
Right. And I think he's really, he says he don't think he can break her barrier, but I think he's putting some cracks in that wall, because he is being assertive and he is communicating what he wants and he's asking her questions and she doesn't like it, but guess what? She's going to have to also get over that. And
I think also what's happening though is that when he's doing that, it's causing her to respond out of, I want this to work.
Right.
So let me make this adjustment or let me do this. So I think that I'm on the fence, but we'll see.
We'll see.
All right. Clara and Ryan.
Yeah. I mean, I think Ryan, I don't know why it's just hard to explain. Just like it's hard for him to understand or explain love. I'm trying to figure out because I don't know because my understanding he came from a 2-parent home. So to me, you grow up at some point as a child, you experience the love of your parents,
right?
And you see how they're in love. So, and he mentions how his parents, or at least in his mind, put importance on being in love. But I'm trying to figure out why is this such a big hurdle for him that he's never in his adult, never been in love or allow himself to be in love. Right. He's talks about not trusting. Like I can be cordial with you, but doesn't mean I trust you. Right. So it's like, I mean, I feel like she needs to be saying, so who hurt you? Let's go back and find out who hurt you.
Who hurt you?
Who made you this way?
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's something happened for him not to have a level of trust. Yeah. That I'll be like, do you need to get counseling?
And granted, because I was thinking that when we saw his brother, and granted, me and my brother we're different, right? We have different personalities, right?
Don't everybody?
Yes, everyone has. You and your sister have different personalities, absolutely, right? But it's just from the moments that we saw them interacting, they were so night and day. It felt like Ryan was very stiff, and I think what we see him, he's very stiff, very rigid, and part of that is that wall, part of that is that barrier. And granted, we're only seeing his brother in small interactions, but his brother seemed to be a lot more loose, a lot more open. So I don't know if it's just personality. I don't know if there was some trauma or something. So we'll see. But yeah, so with them, they're still working things through. Yeah. Hopefully, by this time, Clara has seen him.
Well, because, he tries to do something nice. They go to a donut dinner and he has flowers there. And she's just talking about, she's more like free spirit and living life like, I ate the cookie dough. We were supposed to make cookie. And he goes, what?
Broccoli, cauliflower.
Where's the vegetables in this? And she was like, I'm not really into vegetables. And then he goes to like him being driven and wanting to go to the gym and seeing life as a goal. Life is a goal. Every day I wake up with a goal. Well, sometimes you don't wake up with a goal. My goal is to sleep all day. I don't ever get that goal accomplished. Right. Right. So I think he needs to really relax a little bit.
I think with them, the part of the connection or the drawing or the reason that they were put together, I think that they do in some respects balance each other out because her free spirit will hopefully bring him out of his shell, break down those walls, but also he'll provide some structure to her life because she can be such a free spirit. So.
Right. Well, yeah. And I guess that's what marriage does, right? When you meet someone, you have different perspectives, different ideas, and it takes time to see someone someone else's perspective,
Right.
lighten up, different things like that. Because I feel like you were more lighter and I was more stringent.
Really?
No, yes, you say that.
Yeah.
That's sarcastic.
Yeah.
I'm lighting up a whole lot.
Listen. Yes, you
I'm
have
telling
lightened
on
up.
myself.
You have lightened up a whole lot.
Lighting up a whole lot.
Yes, thank you, Lord. All right. Amen.
Amen. Answer
All
prayer.
right. And now to everybody's favorite couple.
My
You-
God. Why
listen.
You feel like you got to go on intercessory prayer where you say the name.
Listen, yes.
I don't know what's going on.
There needs to be some deliverance after this whole
Sling some more.
some straight up extra virgin olive oil anointed by 5 different pastors. Listen, Paige and Chris. So we start off, Paige meets with Chris's pastor.
Yeah, he calls her.
Or, excuse me, not Chris's pastor, even though that's what we've been. Chris's friend who happens to be a pastor. At least according to Chris, right?
According to Chris, because, he's been cut off now.
Right.
Because he was supposed to be on his side.
Yeah, evidently on Chris's IG, he had this whole story about how the pastor was, just a friend and calling him, trying to get, convince him to get filming done so that he could grow his church and all this stuff. So listen, let me just say this. Chris is not just a mess on Married at First Sight.
Man.
It seems like he might be a mess in life as far as just being messy, I think. If you're going to air out somebody who is a friend, you don't do it on that environment.
I would think not. If you got beef with me.
If I have one of my friends and we got beef, we got issue, I'm not addressing it on social media. I'm not going on IG and putting a story.
Even if I don't you don't have to be my friend.
Right.
To me, this is about how I appear.
Right.
Not what I'm saying. Because if you're focused on seeing me like, wow, you're supposed to have some type of relationship with this people. And this is the stuff you say about somebody else.
Right.
Who else are you going to talk to?
Exactly.
Why will I do business with you?
Exactly.
So I just think you shouldn't do it at all.
Yep.
Period. That's my
Just
my
complete
opinion.
messy. All right. So, but in that conversation, one of the things we find out, Chris has been engaged more than once.
Yes. And she like, who? Well,
She's like, wait, how long ago was this?
Right.
So when pastor friend met Chris years ago, Chris was engaged at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what happened with that one. Whoever you are, you escaped, it looks like. And then now we have him engaged to Mercedes. That ended.
Yeah.
She didn't escape. She looks like she's locked in for an 18-year sentence with him at least.
Shut up.
And then now Paige is Paige.
I don't know what Paige is doing because so he hitting her up and she was like, okay, all right, I'm gonna go meet up with you. She had a sangria going. Mm-hmm. She had a smile. She's like, okay, so what are you calling me for? Why are you?
I was like,
wasting my time?
Let's go, Paige. Let's go.
Tell him why are you wasting my time? Why am I here? You still ain't saying anything. Blah blah Skippy. I'm out. Talk to the producers. Listen, I'm done with this. The producers will tell them why you done, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's their job. They want to get you back in front of the camera.
Right. And
I'll tell the producers, here's your mic. I've done my time. I'm clocking out for the day. I'm done.
I'll hit them up on IG. I'll send them a DM, let them know.
Whatever. I'm done. To the next filming.
Even when he first shows up, first of all, it's like, dude, your emotions don't match with reality in some respects, because he's like, he comes in like everything's just hunky-dory, like like, hey, kind of thing, right? And he tells her that he was mad at her last Sunday,
okay.
But he's all better now.
Okay,
dude, you have no reason ever to be mad with this young lady because of everything that you've put her through, is my opinion, right?
Right.
So, but then...
then he starts with the excuses. I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid of that.
I'm afraid I'm going to fall in love with you.
What happens is this? What if somebody raised my kid? What if I don't get to be a part? What if this happened? What if this happened? Okay, well, slow the train down, because your mind's going a million times doesn't make all this reality.
Right.
And guess what? Because you can't even decipher and take the time to say, okay, those are not absolutes.
Right.
Yeah, they're my fears, but I'm not going to give into my fears.
Right.
So I can make right decisions. When he says, I don't know what a right decision is, Listen, can I help somebody?
Help them.
If you're messing with someone who cannot make a clear decision if they want to be with you or they want to be with A, B, or C, stop seeing them.
Come on.
If they can't make decisions for themselves, how are they going to make a decision as a couple?
Right.
How are you going to make decisions on family, children, money? If he can't make a decision, or not, I am clapping. If he can't make a decision that I'm going to be a part of my child's life, even if I have to get the courts involved,
right?
Because if it's his child, then he has legal rights to his child. No one can move him out of the way.
Right.
Hello. First thing. And you've been afraid to fall in love with someone you signed up for. The whole goal is to fall in love. Right. So hello. How stupid does that sound?
Well, his pastor friend does quote a little scripture during his meeting with Paige, and it's very accurate and very applicable. The Bible says, and a double-minded man is what? Unstable in all his ways.
Exactly.
And it's almost as if that scripture was written with Chris in mind. It's just like,
I don't know, but she listening to him, and then she's like, "Oh, thank you for sharing. Oh, can we hit the restart? There's no restart. You mean, can I blow it up? Let's blow it up. And you know what? Once you figure out what fears you're gonna deal with,
right,
then find somebody else,
right? Because
my fear is I take you back for the fourth or fifth time, however many times it is.
Well, let's see, the 19 days, so
Jesus
the 18th
Christ.
time, I think.
And then you leave me. So let me tell you my fears. My fears is that you just coming up with another thing. Let me tell you my fear is you see the baby and then you want to leave. Let me tell you another fear, that we get back together and we have sex because you don't want to be protected and I get pregnant. Let me tell you another one of my fears, that you ain't going to have your Subway when it get done. Let me tell you one of my fears. And I would tell them all my fears. So you know what? I won't be afraid. I'm leaving. Have a good night.
And scene. All right. Jesus. Listen.
Ooh, I'm so sorry. It just bothers me.
Yeah. So we see Chris, or we see Paige, and I really had hope based upon how her demeanor was at the beginning of the conversation. I was like, okay, Paige is putting her foot down. But then when she's like, "Hi, I'm Paige. Let's reset." Sweetheart, baby girl, no. Let's not do that.
You didn't know, you know them 21 days. It's not like we've been friends. We've been dating for a while.
Right.
And I try to say, okay, I'm willing to work through this because I've invested.
Yes, that's it. There's been an investment. There's no investment here. Yes, you've invested.
You got
the
married
process,
on paper.
you got marriage on paper. You invested the process. You invested your energy for an experience. But the return on investment that you already are getting
is a negative.
Is like, look, yes, everything from this point is up, hopefully. But at the end of the day, no, there's not the return on this is not worth the investment, and what you're getting out of this is not worth the heartache. It's not worth the pain. It's not worth the confusion. It's not worth all of the drama that's been caused.
And what work has he put in? This is another thing. When we decide as partners to take people back, show me your fruit. What effort have you put in yourself saying, you know what? I see where I'm having problems communicating. I see where I need to have counseling because I got trauma from my childhood, from this and that. Tell me where you put the work in.
Right. There's nothing different.
He's not
he's not saying anything different. He's saying the same thing. Just
people off.
Yeah. So, all right. So listen, y'all know how we feel about
so sorry,
Chris and Paige. Yeah. My prediction for them has been the same prediction I had day one. They're not going to work out. They aren't working out, and they're just dragging out. It's a slow death that is painful to watch.
It is.
It's painful to watch.
It is. I just hope, I feel that she's so kind and she's like, oh, I want to give this person a chance. I want things to work out because I want to desperately be married. But we just have to come to some conclusions is that for you to continue to put effort in, other people, like you said, have to make deposits into themselves and into you.
Right.
Bro, man, you need to be in counseling. Don't think about me.
Tremendous, yes.
Don't think about yourself right now.
Right.
Do us all a favor.
Right.
Get work in.
Right.
And if she wants to feel like, come back to me in a year, let me see your receipts that you put the work in, and maybe I would consider it.
Right.
Because if you're going to give someone a chance, give them a chance when they're putting the effort for it.
Right.
But if they're not putting effort, like you haven't done nothing.
Right. Absolutely.
But text and then cut somebody else out of your life, and then go on. Boom. Okay.
Anything else to add on?
No.
You
I'm
good?
so sorry. This is not my show. It's not my relationship.
All right. Yes. Yes. Because I'm stable in my ways.
I was used to. Thank God I wouldn't be married for you.
You're right.
25.
You're absolutely right. I know you. You'd have probably cut me a few times.
I'll cut you off. Save me a lot of money.
Cut me. Let's just be honest.
Don't make them feel like I'm violent. I'm not a violent person.
Blink twice for help. All right. Anyway, look, we appreciate you guys stopping by, checking out this video. Again, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, request notifications, add your thoughts into the comments. We appreciate it, value it, and we will see you next time. Be blessed. Have a great one.
Peace and soul grease.